This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Online travel tips for children with disabilities. Traveling is an excellent way for your child to learn about the world, cultures of different people, and different and important life lessons. Preparing for these tours is of essence, and should be taken seriously, especially if your child requires some special attention. Always find ways of dealing with problems that may arise during the course of the journey due to unfamiliar surroundings, adverse weather conditions, and disruption of routine. When traveling with a child with visual impairments, use means that have visual tactile alert systems. This can help the child to be alerted in case of fire, accidents, or other emergencies. Vibrating alarms should be used, while white telephones can be used if the child is old enough. Parents of a child with allergies to certain foods can choose to carry foods that the child can take comfortably. They can also notify the travel crew of their child's situation. Most of the times appropriate food alternatives are provided, so it is important to choose a good travel company that offers these services. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Those children with cognitive, intellectual, and developmental disabilities should travel with companies where their needs will be catered for. The parents of such kids should give sufficient notice to the travel crews so that prior preparations can be done to suit their children's needs. Group tours of children with disabilities such as autism can always be arranged for those parents and children who are comfortable with it that way. Always carry medical kits if traveling with children with medical disabilities. Alternatively, those traveling with such children can opt for travel means with medical facilities that cater for their children's needs. Those with children with mobility disabilities should carry a wheelchair or crutches where appropriate. If your child does not own any of these walking aids but requires one, travel with agents who will provide one. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. For the hearing impaired children, travel with agents that will provide written instructions and sign language services. Learning the basics on how to communicate in sign language can be very helpful too when traveling with such children. Telescreens and safety videos can also be provided. It is therefore the responsibility of the parents or guardians of the disabled child to take these precautions for a comfortable journey with such children. Travel comfortably. Indeed, prevention is better than cure. Begin with some research. You may travel successfully with a disabled kid when you take little time to ask them good questions with best answers. The travel agents and other parents with the disabled kids are the great resource for the tips about the successful traveling. Do hotels at the travel destination have got handicapped accessible bathrooms, or are these rooms very large enough for accommodating the wheelchair? Does resort have the special ramps? Expert assistance. Research you have done may have put you in touch with the organizations which give the professional help when you seek traveling successfully with a disabled kid. As vacation is generally happier in case you can spend some time equally with your kids, the professional traveling companion that understands about the disabilities will be the best asset. You may as well ask the experienced family member for accompany you if possible. Once again, you do not need to ignore other kids when you try and make a trip with a disabled kid a successful one. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Airport safety. Since you know, there is a tremendous emphasis that is placed on security at the airports. It needs patience and cooperation. When you travel with a disabled child, you must explain to security personnel regarding the medical tools that may trigger any kind of alarms